Do you look past my skin? Do you look past my hair? Do you look past my gender or the clothes and things I wear? Do you look past my habits, my voice and my ways? Do you look past all of these as you go about your days? Do you overlook me to see strength in your own? Do you give me a chance so my best can be shown? Do you challenge all the wrongs faced by me and my kind? Do you stop, pause and think and explore what you find? Do you use your given privilege to drive forward change? Or do you just make some noise but keep doing the same? Do you look at your top and see most are like you? Do you know it's not right, but what do you actually do? Do you talk about equality and say the right thing? Do you talk about change or be that person that change brings? It's not up to me to shout it out loud because I'm just one speck in this very big crowd. So I leave you one challenge to look all around. Is your view really colourful with colouring sound? If you feel Black Lives Matter, then change what you see. When the top is more colourful, equality will be.
Welcome back to the School of Shams. So in my last video, I was looking at how to acknowledge health and well-being through supervision. I want to stick with that in today's video, but I want to concentrate and look closely at emotions. So how do we bring back emotions safely into social work and supervision? For me, a really important skill for anyone who's working in the human services profession is that of emotional intelligence. And to explain emotional intelligence simply, it is the ability to recognize one's emotion, the ability to recognize the emotions of others. It's also then being able to name those emotions. And through that process of naming, looking at how we regulate and manage our emotions. So why are emotions important? What are emotions? Emotions are energy in motions, and there are approximately over 34,000 different expressions of emotions. Emotions manifest through a psychological and/or a physiological state, and sometimes are really difficult to read and can be invisible. Emotions are externally stimulated but internally felt. They are unique in that what one person may feel may be completely different to what another person is feeling. And this very much depends on intersectional factors, our imprint and attachment patterns, and how we have learnt to manage, mask, and express emotion in the past. Now, feelings are different. If emotions are energy in motion, feelings is the awareness of the energy. So why are emotions even important? Well, Freud said, as you can see, but let's leave Freud today and look at this beautiful infographic instead. So emotions are important as they influence our health, our performance and well-being, motivation and sense of fulfillment, our ability to make decisions. Emotions impact pleasantly or unpleasantly, immediately or in the future. So we have to take the time to acknowledge, feel, and name those emotions. Talking about emotions in our workplace with people we trust gives us an enhanced language that we can share and help us embrace a culture which places well-being at the centre. So how are we going to talk about emotions and feelings in supervision? I am suggesting one tool known as the feelings wheel. The feelings wheel has been developed by psychologist Robert Plutchik, and this is a tool which helps us explore emotions. There are many different ways that you can use this tool, but I'm going to share a few with you here today. So firstly, just like the blob tree in the last video, you can use it for general purposes, for checking in with your supervisee on how they're feeling at work. You can also use it to focus in on something more specific. So, for example, I've used this tool quite a lot during the lockdown, particularly when we first went into the lockdown, and we've all been working from home. And as a way to check in on how people are feeling, I've used this feeling wheel, shared it with them before, emailed it to the staff, and then we've had a conversation about how they're feeling about the pandemic, the virus, but also how they're feeling about working from home. So this has really opened up and widened the discussion for people and made it more specific to them. So it's included opening up discussions about how anxious people are feeling, how it's impacted on their sleep or diet, how homeschooling is going for people, or even the issues around space and confidentiality. So the tool provides a real visual aid and helps people to name those feelings that you can then discuss and explore. So another really useful way I have used this feelings wheel is to explore how someone might be feeling about undertaking a certain task. So it might be a student or a newly qualified social worker who's about to complete their first mental capacity assessment and have some strong feelings about this. So you might want to check in with them on how they're feeling about undertaking their first assessment, mental capacity assessment. But also you might want to ask them how they would like to be feeling or prefer to be feeling. So it can act as a vision board as well. One thing I've noticed about my own feelings is sometimes one delays thinking about how something is making them feel because it might be difficult, but also because they simply haven't got the time and space to think and process those feelings. So I hear a lot of people saying, I'm actually not sure how I'm feeling. And that's when you can make the space in supervision to allow that time to explore those emotions. Very importantly, this is a tool to enable connection with the child, adult, carers you are working with. And if it feels appropriate to do so, you might take this out of your bag on a home visit, and it's a way to connect and better understand the person's feeling rather than us making assumptions. But if you're not quite there yet in the relationship, then you can use it. Remember, I always mention reflecting for action. So you might want to use it before you go on that home visit and hypothesize how someone might be feeling with the news you're about to give them. And thinking ahead can better prepare you. So if you're not quite ready to use this tool in supervision yet, I would suggest you try it at home. Try it on yourself. How are you feeling at the moment at work? Try it with a family member or your partner. The thing about emotions, just like race, it's difficult to talk about, probably because we don't do it enough. So we're not sure how to do it. It's talking about the uncomfortable and making it more comfortable. How do we do that? So this is a tool that provides us with that opportunity. It's a visual aid which helps us get started. It helps us to reduce that out of control locus at times by pinpointing on the already named feelings available through that feelings wheel. It provides clarity and helps us to move forward and think about our desired emotion, the one we want to achieve. By talking about emotions, we become more self-aware, and as research has clearly highlighted, it has a positive impact on our health and well-being. So I want to end today's video by sharing a beautiful painting with you. Now, the reason why I love this painting is because it really helps me to illustrate a point that I probably should have made in my first video, but better late than never. In this painting, you can see that the women are carrying the pot, which in my language we call ghara, in three different ways, in three unique ways. They all have their own style. And I guess that's the point I want to make about supervision. So although I'm sharing tools with you, I'm not suggesting that this is the tool. It is a tool. amongst several other tools. You must use the tools that work for you and if they feel appropriate and right to use. I'm encouraging each and every one of you to connect with your creativity. So a huge thank you to Farah, who continues to illuminate Twitter through her poetry and who kindly opened up my video for me today. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please continue to watch my videos, press the like button, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time. Bye-bye.